Hello and welcome to the 2021 New South Wales Australian Institute of Landscape Architects Awards. Can you believe it's been 12 months already? I certainly can't. It's been a crazy year. Hope you're all well. We're here on Barramadigal country in Western Sydney. I'd like to pay my respects to the Ganangara, to the Eora, to the Tharawal, to Darug, to all of the clans of what is now known as Sydney. I also want to say thank you and hello to all of the First Nations people right across this beautiful country, to our Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander brothers, and to everyone wherever you are tuning in or perhaps even sitting in to the awards this year. My name's Clarence Slockee. I'm a Bundjalung fella, and in acknowledgement to our Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples right across this country, in the Sydney language, we might well say, Nalianyagor, Grabra, Yirabana, Barriabagor. We gather today to remember yesterday, to move forward into tomorrow. Have a great night.
G'day everyone, fabulous to be back for your 2021 New South Wales Landscape Architecture Awards. Must have done something right. It's a perfect day here at Barangaroo as we're coming to you just in front of the new casino. Oh, we're not Western Sydney, are we? Bungarabie Park. Oh, it's nice. 2018 Award of Excellence, right. Cost me a bit to get here in the Uber, but it's really, really nice. Hey, what a year we've had, and to celebrate for the awards, I've got to tell you a few things. There's been a record amount of entries this year, 78, so well done for that. Plus we've got a new award, which is a very topical award for temporary activation, so we'll hear more about that in a second. The other thing I need to know before we hear from your wonderful state president is that if you get a regional award this year, you go straight through to the national awards, so good luck with that. The other thing that's really important, so no matter where you are, wherever you're watching, please use these hashtags, please tag us. We'd love to know where you're celebrating, where you're watching. If you're just sitting around at work or at home, maybe you're in your jacuzzi with some people you shouldn't be. Actually, probably don't want to see that. So wherever you are, just for 2 seconds, put down your drinks. Little round of applause for your hard-working New South Wales State President. Let's give it up for Lee Andrews.
Thanks, Tim. And I too would like to acknowledge Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders as the original owners of this land we call Australia. I would also like to thank our national corporate partners, Street Furniture Australia, ACO, Lawn Solutions Australia, Christie, Built Environment Channel and Marsh, and our New South Wales partners, Andreessen's Green, Coordinated Landscapes, Transport for New South Wales, Light Culture and Bega, Gosford Quarries, SESL Australia and the Hills Bark Blower. The recently exhibited Design and Place CEP EIE recognise the contribution that landscape architects bring to the built environment. However, the AILA's submission to the Government Architect's Office argued our contribution captures more than 1,000 square metres, that landscape architects have a fundamental role in understanding the landscape, the place that the new precinct, the new infrastructure, the new roads and blocks and buildings will sit on. But how do we continue to promote this message and demonstrate our value to the design process beyond a simple submission? Awards are that opportunity to promote, to challenge, excite, communicate and appreciate what landscape architecture is, why the profession matters and why one would want to be a landscape architect in the first place. The breadth and conviction of work entered into the awards this year belies the notion that landscape architects simply provide the green. To all of those who entered, thank you for opening up your work for others to see and to judge. Congratulations on demonstrating the value of landscape architecture, and the best of luck to all. Finally, in my role as President, it is my honour to award the President's Award for 2021 to all landscape architecture students and academic staff across New South Wales for enduring, persisting and thriving during the first full academic year of COVID-19. and for keeping the dream alive. As any winemaker will tell you, some of the best vintages are the result of stressful events, drought, unforgiving soil, frost, and so on. But also in a good wine, you will taste the terroir. So too should a good landscape design reveal the essence of its place. At the end of 2020, our full academic year of COVID, I was fortunate to review end-of-year student presentations and exhibitions. The calibre of work was equal to any I have seen in pre-COVID years. But I had to pinch myself. Much of this work was prepared by students sitting some thousands of kilometres away, possibly never having actually seen their site. Despite the adversity, the work on display had me virtually tasting the terroir of their site. That sense of place was not only understood, but revealed through their designs. If this is any indicator, we are set to see some cracker vintages in the coming years. Thank you.
I'm here with Joshua French, who is the jury chair. Good to see you, mate. Let's do a bit of that one.
Thanks, Tim.
Now, you've put together a fabulous jury for this year. Who's on the jury?
So we have Belinda Graham, Shahreen Alford, Annacaterina Piras, Andrew Turnbull, James Grant and Joshua Brown.
And which one was your favourite? You don't have to answer that. What are you doing? Career suicide? No. It's always tricky to do this stuff. So many great projects. What if there was a theme that you saw emerging? What was it for this year?
We were really impressed with the infrastructure projects this year. It was incredible to see the cross-disciplinary work with engineers, architects, also across boundaries, across regions, really kind of working, in broad areas. The health area was great, health and wellbeing, really, beautiful landscapes for people, for respite and for carers as well.
Now, we don't want to give too much away because otherwise people will stop watching now, but were there any standout categories or standout sort of entries for you?
They were all standouts. It was great to have the Temporary Activation Awards and see that pop up in several categories. So, in the context of COVID and seeing the role of landscape architects and the work that we do and how agile that's been last year, and seeing that was really great.
Yeah, I mean, putting together a new award, what was the rationale behind that?
Well, last year was a year like no other for everyone. The way we socialised, the way we worked, the way we lived, and our public space and open space became where we went. We couldn't go anywhere else. We were stuck at home, so we were out exercising, grabbing coffees, meeting friends, and there was this new love, a new connection with people and place, and so it was really great to be able to acknowledge that.
Josh, I'm sure everyone wants to thank you and the jury for the fine job that you've done, unless, of course, you're angry that you didn't win. Final thing I should ask you, who's your least favourite member of the panel?
Look,
you don't. No. You don't have to answer that. That's silly. Any final thing you'd like to share?
No, I'd just like to say, Tim, it was really great to be able to look at all the work over the last year and really acknowledge and celebrate the work of our industry.
Fabulous.
It's now my absolute pleasure to introduce the Honourable Rob Stokes, the Minister for Planning and Public Spaces.
G'day, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great privilege for me to join you at the Australian Institute of Landscape Architects New South Wales Chapter Awards. At the outset, can I begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the lands on which we celebrate. In my case, that's the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, and pay my respects to elders past and present, and to extend those respects to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who are part of this awards ceremony today. Wow, what a year, and what an extraordinary time to be a landscape architect. You are certainly part of a profession whose time has come. If the pandemic has taught us one thing, it's just how crucial our public open spaces are to our well-being, whether that's our physical health or whether it's also our mental health and well-being. Our connection to land and to landscape is never been more profoundly noted than right now. As the inaugural Minister for Public Spaces here in New South Wales, and I understand anywhere in the world, I have a real obligation to help serve you and empower you to deliver delightfully and thoughtfully designed landscapes for the broader community to enjoy. And that's wherever people happen to be in New South Wales, whether in the outback, whether in regional towns, whether in the western suburbs of Sydney, or whether on the beaches or in river or coastal communities right up and down the coast. All of these areas are unique. All of them have different biodiversity to celebrate. All of them have different heritage. All of them have different stories to tell. And part of your great craft and great gift is being able to tell that story in a landscape setting. And I want to empower you to do it. And that's why we have great programs like the $250 million Public Spaces Legacy Fund and the $30 million we've been put into your High Street and Streets as Shared Spaces campaigns. And all of this is to recognise that green and soft infrastructure is just as important to the wealth and the health and well-being of our environment, of our society and our economy. And as part of our broader vision of seeing Sydney certainly as a city in a park, we've also launched our white paper into the greater Sydney parklands. I'd encourage you to have a look at it and see what opportunities there might be to better utilise our landscapes and our parklands, to join them together and to celebrate them as the jewels they are right throughout the landscape of Sydney, and also, excitingly, to see opportunities to expand these parklands and to use thoughtful treatment of landscape design to restore, to rehabilitate, to regeneration, to regenerate them, and importantly, not just to restore the landscapes themselves, but to restore opportunities for the people to use them. After all, parklands are all about each other and providing a context in which our democracy can flourish. So thank you so much for your efforts. Thank you for using your skills to serve our broader community. I couldn't be prouder of the opportunity I have to work with you and hopefully to serve you and empower you to do even better things next year. Congratulations to everyone who's nominated, and everyone have a great night.
Now, to say a few words is Clover Moore, the Lord Mayor of the City of Sydney.
Thank you, Tim, and hello, everyone. I'd like to begin by acknowledging the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, the traditional custodians of our land, and part of the oldest living culture on earth. And I also pay respects to their elders, both past and present, and acknowledge the people of the many nations who live in our city. Each year I look forward to these awards and to seeing the contribution your profession is making to our city and our nation. It's no secret to any of you, I'm sure, that I have made it part of my mission to make Sydney green. If anything, the past year has only deepened that commitment, as global heating has continued to make our tree canopy even more necessary. And the COVID pandemic emphasised to all of us the vital importance of green space and parklands to us all, and how important room on our urban networks for active transport also is. I'm sure local governments around Australia are taking these lessons to heart and will be calling on the knowledge, expertise and skills of your profession to shape green, healthy and beautiful places for us all. And so on behalf of the people of Sydney, I thank you and I wish you a wonderful evening.
All right, folks, sit back, fill up your glasses. It's time to discover our first category. First up, we've got landscape planning. Projects in the landscape planning category are constructed for strategic projects and include strategic design and guiding policy documents and visual assessments for urban development, residential and planned communities, local community and rural or regional planning. This category received 4 entries. Let's have a look at them now.
Paul Keating Park Master Plan by McGregor Coxall. Belmore Sport and Recreation Precinct Master Plan by Tyrrell Studio. Raymond Terrace Public Domain Plan by Tract Consultants and Port Stephens Council. Hornsby Biodiversity Conservation Strategy by Rhizome.
The jury has awarded 1 Landscape Architecture Award and 1 Award of Excellence in this category. The Landscape Architecture Award in Landscape Planning goes to Paul Keating Park Master Plan by McGregor Coxall.
The Paul Keating Park Master Plan delivers a strategic response to Bankstown's CBD's rapid growth over the next 20 years. Offering a revitalised green space that unites existing and proposed public amenity and infrastructure. Intuitive thinking has created positive environmental outcomes, making the town centre more accessible, attractive, habitable and comfortable while addressing the current challenges of the site setting. It is a successful urban regeneration strategy that integrates environmental functionality, community engagement and commercial prosperity. Congratulations, McGregor Coxall.
The Excellence Award in Landscape Planning goes to Hornsby Biodiversity Conservation Strategy by Rhizome.
This strategy brings the community, science, urban planning and environmental issues together and demonstrates an end result that will benefit all. It has put tools into the hands of the council based on the desires of their community through a highly educational process. The production of designs and recommendations for the enhancement of biodiversity and green infrastructure is a space where landscape architecture offers much to the world. The strategy is collaborative and communicative. It is based on New South Wales policy and the implementation results are measurable. Congratulations, Rhizome.
The people who created Sir Walter are revolutionising the turf industry. Lawn Solutions Australia. Aussie turf farmers creating beautiful greener environments across our country. Guaranteed premium turf varieties, lawn solution centres, advice and lawn care products. Lawn Solutions Australia, setting new standards in turf.
Next up is the Gardens category, proudly presented to you by Lawn Solutions Australia. Now, projects in this category include constructed private and public gardens that contribute to the role and understanding of the garden in contemporary society and culture. This category received 3 entries.
Walled Gardens by Svalb & Co. Even Spaces. Twin Set Garden by Emily Simpson Landscape Architecture. The Phoenix Gallery by 360 Degrees Landscape Architects.
Our jury awarded 1 Award of Excellence in this category, and this Award of Excellence in Gardens goes to the Phoenix Gallery by 360 Degrees Landscape Architects.
The privately commissioned Phoenix Gallery provides an interwoven building and landscape dedicated to art, performance, nature and culture. This incredible piece of work demonstrated confidence of design that successfully fused elements of facade and courtyard to mutually deliver a dynamic art space and an intimate respite for one or few. The work displays a maturity by combining drama through form, texture and lighting choices, while restraint of material, species palette, engenders a calm and tranquil elegance. A beautiful example of where landscape and architecture are seamlessly interlaced, where it is impossible to identify where one ends and the other begins. Congratulations, 360 Degrees Landscape Architects.
Next is the Research, Policy and Communications category, proudly presented to you by SESL Australia. Projects in this category include published works in the research and or practice that extend the knowledge base and advocacy of landscape architecture. The 6 nominees are
Public Space Ideas Competition 2020, Committee for Sydney, Department of Planning, Industry and Environment, ACOM. Waverley Inclusive Play Space Study, Fiona Rebay Landscape Architects. Agri Precinct, GHD Woodhead. Overgrown, practices between landscape architecture and gardening, University of Canberra. Homify, Sydney Olympic Park. Sydney Olympic Park Authority in partnership with Street Furniture Australia and CM Plus Architects. Cycleway Design Toolbox, designing for cycling and micromobility. Spackman Mossop Michaels.
Our jury awarded one award of excellence in this category, and this award goes to Public Space Ideas Competition 2020. Committee for Sydney, Department of Planning, Industry and Environment, ACOM.
This transformative project raised the expectations and discussion of public spaces in Greater Sydney. The competition aimed to generate new, creative ideas and raise people's aspirations for what is possible through an engagement with the public. The project is an exemplar of the leadership by the landscape architect that has challenged people to think differently about public space and, in doing so, realised ideas about public space and its planning and management that is bold and unexpected. The communication strategy is to be commended, inclusive and engaging. The awards publication, web media, People's Choice Awards, Talking City podcasts and pursuing community debate is applauded by the jury in advancing discussions about our city public spaces. Recognising the legacy and honour tree planting for each award at Bungarraby Park in Western Sydney Parklands is a fitting acknowledgement of the project. Congratulations, Committee for Sydney, Department of Planning, Industry and Environment and ACOM.
Next is the infrastructure category, proudly presented to you by ACO Australia. Projects in this category are constructed landscape infrastructure projects. Landscape strategies or works associated with civil infrastructure that demonstrates the successful integration of landscape values which contribute to future sustainability. This category was well received with 8 entries. Let's have a look.
Pacific Highway Upgrade by ACOM, RUP, CM Plus, Context, Corkery Consulting with Studio Colin Polwarth, DEM, Design Inc., Environmental Partnership, HBO plus EMTB, Hassel, Jackson Tees, KI Studio, Spackman Mossop Michaels, Tract and the Centre for Urban Design. Willowdale Linear Park by Patterson Design Studio. Alara Linear Park, TC02 by Patterson Design Studio. CBD and Southeast Light Rail, New South Wales, by Aspect Studios with Grimshaw and the City of Sydney, on behalf of Transport for New South Wales, supported by Randwick City Council. Northern Beaches Hospital Road Upgrade Project, by ACOM. Metro North West Line, by Hassel. Parramatta Road Urban Regeneration Strategy 2003, by McGregor Coxall. Lachlan's Line Bridge, by KI Studio.
The jury decided to award 2 Landscape Architecture Awards and 1 Award of Excellence in Infrastructure. The first Landscape Architecture Award goes to Alara Linear Park by Patterson Design Studio.
Alara Linear Park is a great display of how landscape architecture can transform unused spaces that would have been used for non-public uses into user-friendly and vibrant spaces. Now, we see avenues that promote physical activity and access to green space, a clear demonstration of the true innovation of landscape architecture thinking and leadership. This innovative thinking increases the potential for community activity and leisure within open green and public spaces while enhancing the local natural ecology. Congratulations, Patterson Design Studio.
The second Landscape Architecture Award goes to Pacific Highway Upgrade by ACOM, ARUP, CM Plus, Context, Corkery Consulting with Studio Colin Polwarth, DEM, Design Inc., Environmental Partnership, HBO and EMTB, Hassel, Jackson Tees, KI Studio, Spackman Mossop Michaels, Tract and the Centre for Urban Design.
The 657-kilometre long duplication of the Pacific Highway from Hexham to the Queensland border, is seamlessly integrated into the landscape, allowing the driver and passenger to experience the broader landscape. The technical research and environmental planning and commitment to engage with local communities and Aboriginal knowledge holders are commendable. Over 2 decades, the leadership of both public and private landscape architects has set a precedent of collaboration for major infrastructure while helping to shape the planning, design and delivery of the largest road infrastructure project in Australian history. This work has created benchmark processes and guidelines for use across transport and the state. Congratulations, Transport for New South Wales' Centre for Urban Design and all involved.
The Award of Excellence in Infrastructure goes to CBD and South East Light Rail, New South Wales by Aspect Studios with Grimshaw and the City of Sydney on behalf of Transport for New South Wales, supported by Randwick City Council.
The CBD and South East Light Rail transformed Sydney's CBD and surrounds with the reclamation and transformation of George Street. The landscape architecture is both seen and unseen through the ingenious integration of services, track and safety requirements, alongside a quality 12-kilometre linear public domain that integrates the existing urban fabric, brings new trees to streets and takes cues from local context and character. These are carefully designed people-focused public spaces, planned for and designed with holistic thinking that broke down silos across the project teams to successfully stitch together the work of multiple disciplines. Congratulations, Aspect Studios with Grimshaw and the City of Sydney, on behalf of Transport for New South Wales, supported by Randwick City Council.
Our next category is the Cultural Heritage category, proudly presented to you by Gosford Quarries. Now, projects in this category are constructed projects or strategies that demonstrate the restoration, conservation, enhancement, maintenance, or adaptive reuse of culturally significant sites. This category received 5 entries this year.
Sub-Base Platypus Precinct by Aspect Studios and Asnamo Architects. Dickadata Green Infrastructure Project by Sturt Noble Associates. Red Point Port Kembla by Taylor Brammer Landscape Architects. Callan Park Landscape Structure Plan by Tyrrell Studio plus Terroir in association with Greater Sydney Parklands. Fairbridge Children's Park by Clouston Associates.
Our jury is awarded 2 Landscape Architecture Awards in Cultural Landscape, and the first one of these goes to Red Point Port Kembla by Taylor Brammer Landscape Architects.
Red Point Landscape Restoration at the northern edge and foreshore of the Port Kembla headland embraced Aboriginal culture, knowledge and stories, including the iconic and culturally significant headland with Hill 60, a significant and heritage-listed Aboriginal site within the Illawarra region and local Wadi Wadi history. Congratulations, Taylor Brammer Landscape Architects.
The next Landscape Architecture Award goes to Fairbridge Children's Park by Clouston Associates.
The Fairbridge Children's Park is a unique site of history that was created as a place of learning and reflection in conjunction with some of the kids who would use it. The finished design and unique touches to this project use the natural landscape and vegetation to create a low-profile yet serene and informative experience. Congratulations, Clouston Associates.
At Christie, we place people at the centre of everything that we do. That's why all our products are safe, simple to use, and easy to clean and maintain. Our public barbecues offer convenient, environmentally friendly outdoor activity for the entire community to enjoy. Engineered for the demands of public use, they promote healthy outdoor living and social interaction, while providing the very best cooking experience.
Next is the Parks and Open Space category, proudly presented to you by Christie. Now, the projects entered in Parks and Open Spaces category are constructed public parks and open spaces, or strategic open space projects that balance the demand for recreation, culture and the environment. This category received 7 entries.
Penrith Regatta Park Concept by McGregor Coxall. Biddy Giles Park, South Village, Kirrawee by Scott Carver. Calderwood Valley by Taylor Brammer Landscape Architects. St Leonard's Park Master Plan and Upgrade by Gallagher Studio in collaboration with North Sydney Council. John Wern Reserve, Carlingford by City of Parramatta. Inglis Park by Arcadia Landscape Architecture. Auburn Botanic Gardens entry by Sturt Noble Associates.
Now our jury's awarded 2 projects with the Landscape Architecture Award, and the first of them in Parks and Open Space goes to St Leonard's Park Master Plan and Upgrade by Gallagher Studio in collaboration with North Sydney Council.
St Leonard's Park achieves a thoughtful, restrained response to this layered site, creating a place for celebration and remembrance. It carefully addresses conflicts, balances competing demands, and protects the park's unique features. Community feedback highlighted critical details about the site and its use, ensuring the design responds appropriately within the master plan. Set in a heritage context, the outcome is a refined and legible contemporary park. Congratulations, Gallagher Studio, in collaboration with North Sydney Council.
The second Landscape Architecture Award in Parks and Open Spaces goes to Inglis Park by Arcadia Landscape Architecture.
Inglis Park is a new open space in Randwick that skillfully manages public and private spaces to integrate the new development within an established residential community. The carefully considered interpretation, placement and celebration of the site's historical elements include the sales ring, restored Newmarket House and significant Moreton Bay figs. This open space carefully caters to many while maintaining a calm and restorative landscape character. To achieve this, the design combines clearly defined entries, path connections to attract the broader community, large lawn areas and intimate outdoor dining areas that complement the adjoining nearby Newmarket restaurant precinct. Congratulations, Arcadia Landscape Architecture.
Next is the Community Contribution category, and it's proudly presented to you by Hills Bark Blower. Our projects in this category include constructed projects or strategies delivered either as a pro bono service to the community or have positively impacted a client or community group who would not normally have access to design expertise. This Community Contribution category received 2 entries.
Erskineville Public School by LSA Design Landscape Architecture. Griffin Reserves Advisory Group, Castle Crag by Griffin Reserves Advisory Group in partnership with Castle Crag Progress Association, Walter Burley Griffin Society, Willoughby Environment Protection Association.
The jury awarded 1 Landscape Architecture Award in Community Contribution. The Landscape Architecture Award in Community Contribution goes to Erskineville Public School by LSA Design Landscape Architecture.
The Erskineville Public School is a testament to the power of a school community coming together to achieve a common goal and purpose for education. The effort of collaboration was brought to life throughout the project and proves that landscape architectural thinking and design can be an ongoing process spanning over multiple years with a range of ideas and thought processes included. The ability to transform these spaces to promote outdoor learning, physical activity, collaboration and green space for students, teachers and the local community is a significant achievement. Congratulations, LSA Design Landscape Architecture. Our
next category is the Land Management category. Projects in this category are constructed projects or strategies for the restoration, conservation or management of significant landscapes that demonstrate a tangible physical outcome. The project may recognise and reconcile the natural and cultural values of communities and the landscape in which they are placed. This category only received the one entry.
CSR Horsley Park Industrial Site by Sturt Noble Associates.
Now, the jury decided not to award in this category this year. So try a little bit harder next year, please. Next comes the fun part. It's the play spaces category. Hurrah! Projects in the play spaces category are constructed play spaces or strategies which promote the notion of active play and embraces the temporal elements of the active play space. This category is a huge one. We've got 10 entries this year.
Bernie Goodwin Memorial Park Playground by Lake Macquarie City Council. Bridges Hill Park Playground by Moya Landscape Architecture. Sydney Park Skate Park by Group GSA. Shannon Reserve by JMD Design. Kings Park by Umbaco Landscape Architects. Lionel Watts Inclusive Play Space by Phillips Marler in association with Fiona Rebay Landscape Architects. Canoona Park, Villawood by Fairfield City Council with Group GSA. Summerland Farm Park by Plummer and Smith. Camden Park Upgrades by KI Studio. Sales Ring Playground by Arcadia Landscape Architecture.
And the jury has decided to award in this category one Landscape Architecture Award and one Award of Excellence. The Landscape Architecture Award in Play Spaces goes to Summerland Farm Park by Plummer and Smith.
The play space at Summerland Farm fits seamlessly into the broader landscape context of the park and its regional setting. The play space uses exquisite materials and detailing and focuses on non-prescriptive imagination-based play, leaving visitors with a very special experience. Play elements are woven around canopy trees, adding to the mystique and beauty of the play experience while providing shade and a connection to nature. Congratulations, Plummer and Smith.
And the Award of Excellence in Play Spaces goes to the Sales Ring Playground by Arcadia Landscape Architecture.
The Sales Ring Playground exemplifies innovative play design and adaptive reuse while delivering standard everyone-can-play amenity, interesting design and environmental considerations. The embedded history of the site is central to the play experience, providing a unique and memorable space. The integration of public art and interpretive play elements builds a story that drives imagination and understanding. A site-wide consistency of material and design extends the play and learning experience. The playground demonstrates how effective play spaces can provide a long-term positive economic benefit to a broader community and act as a village heart in an urban setting. Congratulations, Arcadia Landscape Architecture.
Congratulations to all our award winners so far. Just before I was getting a cup of coffee and I was talking to George, who's got the cafe over here near the dog park. And he was telling me how he opened up just as COVID hit. And normally those sorts of situations would be a disaster for a small business, but because he's here in this wonderful park, his business has been heaving because the park has been heaving. And that's been the message of the last year, hasn't it? How important our public spaces is, our green spaces have been, not just for our well-being, but because it's what we all crave. We know that nature is so important to us. And the other thing I've been loving about this park is that it's been here for about 4 years, and watching these trees growing, and what you do is such a long game, but it's probably the most worthwhile game, I think. And so I think I'd like to congratulate you all for the impact you make on all of our lives in spaces like this. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, it's my absolute pleasure to introduce you to Darren Mason from our principal partners here in New South Wales from Andreasen's Green.
Thanks, Tim, and welcome on behalf of Andreasen's Green to the AILA Awards for 2021. It's exciting to be here in what I called my backyard when I was growing up out in Western Sydney, Bungarraby, was a parkland or a wasteland we used to call it, or scrub, or the bush where we used to ramble through degraded cars, old creeks and catch tadpoles. It was an exciting time in those days, and for us it was just the bush. But today AILA has elevated that presence of the land and the importance of connection to country, and it's an exciting part of my industry and your industry to be here today in this great parkland. The value that you guys bring now for designing parklands, open spaces for people and the future is an important value that we all share. So on behalf of Andrewson's Green, welcome and congratulations to all those winners tonight. Thank you.
Next comes the category that was introduced last year, the Health and Education Landscape category, and it's proudly presented to you by Andrewson's Green. Projects in the health and education landscape are constructed landscape projects in and surrounding institutional spaces, including educational, health or aged care facilities. Projects in this category demonstrate how the design contributes to the usability and operation of the facility and the well-being of the user. 8 projects were entered in this category.
Armidale Secondary College by NBRS Architecture. Macquarie University Faculty of Arts and Medicine Public Domains by Group GSA. Chowchak Wing Museum by JPW. Cath West Innovation College Mount Druitt by Place Design Group. The Nan Tien Institute Education and Cultural Centre by 360 Degrees Landscape Architects. Westmead Hospital Redevelopment Central Acute Services Building by Tract Consultants. Dilwinia Correctional Centre Expansion by NBRS Architecture. Susan Wakel Health Precinct by Arcadia Landscape Architecture.
The jury awarded 2 Landscape Architecture Awards and 1 Award of Excellence. The first Landscape Architecture Award in Health and Education Landscape goes to Dilwinia Correctional Centre Expansion by NBRS Architecture.
Dilwinia Correctional Centre Expansion demonstrates the value of outdoor spaces in therapy and rehabilitation. It integrates green outdoor spaces into everyday experiences through quality design. Requirements for security are expertly integrated into familiar and friendly spaces that also provide for social or solitary experiences. This is a well-appointed campus with opportunities for recreation in a place that will, over time, become a comfortable and well-loved space. Congratulations, NBRS Architecture.
The second Landscape Architecture Award in Health and Education Landscape goes to Susan Wakel Health Precinct by Arcadia Landscape Architecture.
The Susan Wakel Health Precinct challenges the site constraints to create a welcoming response that balances scale, function, and connections to the broader precinct. Integration of public art, water, and a mix of materials reinforce the narrative of the cycle of healing, reflecting the Gadigal people's approach to healing through the engagement of all human senses. Arcadia successfully reimagined the landscape character in a contemporary setting. Congratulations, Arcadia Landscape Architecture.
Finally, the Award of Excellence in Health and Education Landscape goes to Westmead Hospital Redevelopment Central Acute Services Building by Tract Consultants.
An exemplar project that has been thoughtfully conceived and integrated with the architecture and urban fabric to present an inspiring and immersive health precinct landscape setting. The craft of landscape architecture is evidenced in the spatial planning, integration of public art, bespoke furniture, and rich plantings. This acknowledges that public spaces are both tactile and visual places, and integrates public circulation and internal courtyards. Integral to the design is a resilient environmental overlay and a consideration of user comfort. A place for the people. Congratulations, Tract Consultants.
Transport for New South Wales and its predecessor organisations has had a long and fruitful relationship with AILA and its landscape architects. This goes back nearly half a century to the very earliest work on the Sydney to Newcastle Freeway, the Great Western Highway, and even last year when the final stages of the Pacific Highway were opened. And more recently, landscape architecture and transport has been working on the metros, on the light rail, the ferry wharfs, and many projects around the state. It therefore gives me great pleasure to support AILA New South Wales and AILA generally, and to particularly support this tourism category, which really brings together transport, enjoying the places and towns and cities of New South Wales, and providing good, well-designed transport solutions for people to get to them.
Okay, we're moving along to the tourism category, proudly presented by Transport for New South Wales. Projects in this category are constructed or strategic projects that demonstrate excellence in landscape design and demonstrate a tangible contribution to tourism, either nationally or in the local region, that significantly enhances the profile of the area. The tourism category received 3 entries. Let's have a look at them.
Prince Henry Cliff Walk, Prince of Wales Lookout and Gathering Place, Katoomba. By 33 parallel landscape architects and urban designers, in collaboration with Blue Mountains City Council Infrastructure Design. Hunter Valley Wine Country Signage Strategy by Moya Landscape Architecture. Summerland Farm by Plummer and Smith with DFJ Architects.
Our jury awarded 1 award of excellence in this category, and that award goes to Summerland Farm by Plummer and Smith with DFJ Architects.
The expansion of Summerland Farm has created a breathtaking local and regional tourism destination. New car parking, a playground and paths are cleverly nestled among existing significant trees that respect the rural landscape values of the farm. Every aspect of the design is underpinned by the continuation of the founding legacy of Summerland Farm as a place of inclusion, where people with a disability are central to the design and everyday operation. The expansion respects and enhances the setting with rural landscape cues, a restrained design, a special place for visitors, and a subtle and site-responsive palette of materials. Congratulations, Plummer and Smith and DFJ Architects.
Already only a few categories left, folks, and next up, the small projects proudly presented to you by Coordinated Landscapes. Projects in this category include those that have been constrained by size or budget restrictions, but have achieved a level of invention and creativity beyond these constraints. This award category received 6 entries. Let's have a look.
University of Newcastle COVID Pop-Ups by University of Newcastle School of Architecture and Built Environment. Askham Girls' School Margaret Bailey Building Courtyard by Oculus. Waterford Sales Office by Moya Landscape Architecture. Max Ruddock Reserve Playground by City of Parramatta. Bondi to Bronte Coastal Walk Fitness Stations by Waverley Council. Wentworth Point Library Forecourt by Umbaco Landscape Architects.
The jury awarded 1 Landscape Architecture Award in this category, and the winner is Max Ruddock Reserve Playground by City of Parramatta.
Max Ruddock Reserve Playground demonstrates how a small project with a modest budget can still deliver big. It overcame conventional budget, maintenance and life cycle constraints to create a place for engaging and robust local play. The project further pushes the boundaries of typical local play offerings by including social and nature play spaces and the use of non-proprietary play items, local endemic species, durable recycled materials, and placement within the existing shade canopy of mature trees. Congratulations, City of Parramatta.
Light Culture, well, we're a collection of educated and knowledgeable people who have come together to provide lighting solutions for the Australian lighting market. And the experience we have in the lighting industry, both here and overseas, enable us to really hit the mark when it comes to delivering the right products for the customers. So we have some of the world's highest quality products, but it's also about the after sales and using issues as opportunities to show the customers how good we are.
Moving to our next award category, Civic Landscape, proudly presented to you by Light Culture and Bega. In this category, projects are constructed urban landscape projects that are public in nature and capture and contribute to the culture and amenity of the urban environment around them. We have 8 entries in this category.
Westpac Place, 275 Kent Street, by Aspect Studios. 321 Kent Street Plaza, Sydney, by Place Design Group. The Canopy Precinct, by Scott Carver and Arcadia Landscape Architecture. Castle Hill Cemetery Redevelopment, by Taylor Brammer Landscape Architects. Seven Ways Bondi, by Tyrrell Studio. Newmarket Dining, by Arcadia Landscape Architecture and Bates Smart. St Leonard's Health Organisation Relocation, by Arcadia Landscape Architecture. Notts Avenue Safety Upgrade, by Tract Consultants.
Our jury has awarded 1 Award of Excellence and 2 Landscape Architecture Awards. The first Landscape Architecture Award in Civic Landscape goes to the Canopy Precinct by Scott Carver and Arcadia Landscape Architecture.
The Canopy is a vibrant urban precinct on a building rooftop that is cleverly connected into the existing streetscape. This is a new public space that intrinsically promotes a shared environment for all to enjoy. It sets new benchmark for new open space in denser environments without compromising quality, greening, programming or people's comfort. Congratulations, Scott Carver and Arcadia Landscape Architecture.
The second Landscape Architecture Award in Civic Landscape goes to Newmarket Dining by Arcadia Landscape Architecture and Bates Smart Master Plan Architects.
Newmarket Dining is a bustling new community square for Randwick. Structures and lighting provide scale and intimacy. The space is lively and well considered, with details to connect people to Newmarket's heritage. The quality of public domain finishes and elements, combined with the lighting and amenity, have created a unique character and destination. Congratulations, Arcadia Landscape Architecture and Bates Smart.
Now, our Award of Excellence in Civic Landscape goes to Notts Avenue Safety Upgrade by Tract Consultants.
Notts Avenue Safety Upgrade hugs the iconic Bondi Clifftop Walk to the south of the beach, overlooking the landmark Iceberg Pool. The level of detailing and material choice allows the project to nestle effortlessly into this iconic environment. The material choices reflect the sand, sea and wind in a complementary yet playful way. The project's simple elegance is exceptional given the site's complexity and the highly technical nature of a road project. Congratulations, Tract Consultants.
Our next category is Urban Design, and it's proudly presented to you by Street Furniture Australia. Projects in the urban design category are constructed or strategic projects that demonstrate how the design, construction management and built outcome contributes to the well-being of the urban setting through the improvement of social interaction, economic activity, livability, accessibility and safety. Projects will have a specific focus on how landscape architecture has contributed to the urban design outcome. There were 7 projects entered in this category, and here they are.
Liverpool City Centre Public Domain Master Plan by Liverpool City Council. Reimagining Campbelltown City Centre Master Plan by Urbis. Castle Hill Showground Master Plan by McGregor Coxall. Putney Hill Development by Environmental Partnership. Bateman's Bay Waterfront Master Plan and Activation Strategy by Inspiring Place. Newmarket Randwick by Arcadia Landscape Architecture and Bates Smart. Hawkesbury Vibrant Towns and Villages Master Plans and Public Domain Plans by Urbis.
In this category, the jury awarded 2 Landscape Architecture Awards and 1 Award of Excellence. And our first Landscape Architecture Award in Urban Design goes to Liverpool City Centre Public Domain Master Plan by Liverpool City Council.
The Liverpool City Centre Public Domain Master Plan articulates the aspirations of the community, council and the New South Wales Government for the next chapter of Sydney's 3rd CBD. The cross-discipline collaboration allowed the landscape architect to distill several strategies into one comprehensive document that articulates people-focused design interventions that will improve quality of life, the economy and the environment. Congratulations, Liverpool City Council.
Our second Landscape Architecture Award in Urban Design goes to Putney Hill Development by Environmental Partnership.
Putney Hill Development exemplifies how the thorough integration of landscape throughout a development can provide lasting positive impacts on the environment, the city, neighbourhood and residents. It's also an example of how feedback during the approval period for a development can produce positive changes that endear the development to the surrounding community. The design includes a diversity of beautiful landscape settings that integrate into all aspects of residents' life. Congratulations, Environmental Partnership.
And now the Award of Excellence in Urban Design goes to Bateman's Bay Waterfront Master Plan and Activation Strategy by Inspiring Place.
Landscape architects can be advocates for excellence, facilitators of community ideas and motivators for action, as is evidenced in this project. The community program and pop-up activations brought people together on a journey of exploration of their waterfront and a shared understanding of its potential. Through an iterative approach to engagement, critical observations, informative presentations and inspired site planning, a replicable model has been developed that could be applied successfully to any community. The strategy offers an outdoor culture of engaging experiences that will renew the waterfront for locals and tourists alike. Congratulations, Inspiring Place.
Almost to the end, folks. Next is the award that was introduced by our jury chair this year in New South Wales, the Temporary Activations Responding to a Global Pandemic category. In 2020, temporary, quick and agile projects were developed, projects that enhance the amount, quality and functionality of open spaces, parks, roads and civic spaces. This cross-category award acknowledges and celebrates the state's projects that emerged in 2020 in response to the world's first global pandemic in 100 years. The Temporary Activation Award for 2021 goes to Public Space Ideas Competition 2020 by the Committee for Sydney, Department of Planning, Industry and Environment and ACOM.
The Public Spaces Ideas Competition program engaged people's relationship with public spaces and provided an opportunity to explore, reimagine and share ideas that shape our public domain and spaces. It is a visionary and engaging project that demonstrates the leadership role of landscape architects in shaping cities and places. Congratulations, Committee for Sydney, Department of Planning, Industry and Environment and ACOM.
And our final category, let's announce the Regional Achievement Awards in New South Wales. This is a cross-category award given to projects that are making a difference improving the healthy communities or built in natural environments of regional Australia. As I mentioned earlier, this year the Regional Achievement Award winners are now moving to the National Awards. Our jury awarded 7 Regional Achievement Awards this year across 4 New South Wales regions. First up is Northern New South Wales. The first winner of a Regional Achievement Award in Northern New South Wales is Summerland Farm by Plummer and Smith.
Summerland Farm is an important tourist attraction for the Ballina Byron hinterland and locals alike. It is a place of inclusion, with the project creating local jobs, strengthening the sustainability of the overall business, and showcasing design excellence in the way it respects and enhances the rural setting. Congratulations, Plummer and Smith.
The second winner of a Regional Achievement Award in Northern New South Wales is Pacific Highway Upgrade by Transport for New South Wales Centre for Urban Design and its landscape architecture partners.
The influence of landscape architects in the multi-decade Pacific Highway upgrade has helped shape the planning, design and delivery of the largest road infrastructure project in Australian history. Working across local government and region boundaries, this work created benchmark processes and guidelines for use across transport and the state. Congratulations, Transport for New South Wales Centre for Urban Design and all its partners.
Next is the Central Coast and Hunter region. The first winner of a Regional Achievement Award in the Central Coast and Hunter region is the University of Newcastle's COVID Pop-Ups by University of Newcastle's School of Architecture and Built Environment.
The University of Newcastle's COVID Pop-Ups achieved much with a budget of just $1,000. The project activated 4 areas across 2 campuses in a playful way while adhering to COVID-safe guidelines. These extended the functionality of classrooms to the outdoors and provided infrastructure to high-traffic areas. The designs were developed in response to student and staff consultation. Congratulations, University of Newcastle.
The winner of the second Regional Achievement Award in the Central Coast and Hunter region is Raymond Terrace Public Domain Plan by Track Consultants and Port Stephens Council.
The Raymond Terrace Public Domain Plan outlines a clear vision that translates community ideas into 2 big moves for the town centre: a new public domain space for community gathering and events, and a cohesive streetscape master plan. Congratulations, Tract Consultants and Port Stephens Council.
Our next region is Western New South Wales, and they received 1 Regional Achievement Award. The winner of the Regional Achievement Award in Western New South Wales is Fairbridge Children's Park by Clouston Associates.
Fairbridge Children's Park can be a leader in landscape architect projects across regional areas of Australia as a place that can tell historical accounts, both positive and negative, via unique and subtle immersive experiences. This provides all visitors of all backgrounds a chance to understand these true stories of Australian history. Congratulations, Clouston Associates.
Finally, our last 2 project awards for tonight are Regional Achievement Awards in Southern New South Wales. The first winner of a Regional Achievement Award in Southern New South Wales is the Nantien Institute Education and Cultural Centre by 360 Degrees Landscape Architects.
The Nantien Institute Education and Cultural Centre demonstrates landscape architectural thinking and creative design through the cultural lens and heritage of a building and its purposes. Unique and innovative design features include the path of approach containing 108 joints, symbolising the 108 volumes of the collected teachings of Buddha. These elements, in conjunction with the natural green environment around, provide a positive educational, cultural and learning experience and an example of designing in tune with a site's cultural and historical significance. Congratulations, 360 Degrees Landscape Architects.
Now, our final award tonight, the second Regional Achievement Award in Southern New South Wales, and it goes to Batemans Bay Waterfront Master Plan and Activation Strategy by Inspiring Place.
Eurobodalla Shire Council and the Landscape Architects evolved the Batemans Bay Waterfront Master Plan and Activation Strategy to create a vital and engaging community asset. The community program and pop-up activations have brought people together on a journey of exploration of their waterfront. Congratulations, Inspiring Place.
Pleased to be back. I'm here to present the Future Leaders Award in Landscape Architecture.
These two awards recognise achievement in design, planning, communications and research that is based upon the development of innovative, creative and practical solutions to landscape architectural challenges.
This year, AILA New South Wales received 2 student entries, Jeremy Shavaz and Nathan Guluzzo. The Student Future Leader Award goes to Nathan Guluzzo.
Nathan's research methodology for his master's research project is based on the finding of memory of the place and looking for the involvement of locals in a shared project. This shared and participatory methodology in surveying places through the involvement of locals, with their stories and local novels, sits between an anthropological and artistic method. Nathan's work will let us face the complexity that the world offers and encourage the continued process of exchanging knowledge and cultural codes. Congratulations, Nathan.
Let's now discover the graduate entrants for the Future Leader Award. Amy Mason, Thomas Woodhead and Chris O'Brien. The Graduate Future Leader Award goes to Amy Mason.
Amy's vision, aspirations and personal story motivates her wish to understand and integrate herself in other cultural visions and methodology of working to learn more. Her capacity to understand and appreciate others' realities and cultural backgrounds and importing these understandings into her everyday practice will continue to help her work as a contemporary practitioner. With the shift in working and thinking in 2020, Amy fully understood that a shift of paradigm is necessary and underpinned with her approach is fundamental to create resilient and sustainable contemporary landscapes. Congratulations, Amy.
Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. We had 78 entries, 33 awards. Good luck for all those winners going through to the national awards. I know that a few people wanted me to read out the people involved with the Pacific Highway upgrade again. So as a special, here they are again. ACOM, Arup, CM+, Context, Corkery Consulting with Studio Colin Polworth, DEM, Design Inc., Environmental Partnerships, HBO and MTB, Hassel Jackson. I think you've got the idea. Thanks so much for watching, and I'm sure everyone's looking forward to catching up on the 24th of June when we can celebrate in person. Catch you later.